A haunting after a mysterious drowning in the Australian outback. You've piqued my interest. Would have been great if someone actually made that movie. Welcome back, horror fans. I'm Leo, and Bootube Breakdowns is here to save your scary movie night. Right off the bat, Lake Mungo scores a 1.6 out of 10, landing it solidly in our Trash O Lantern category. But here's the thing. I've already had to fake some found footage of a ghost in a desperate plea for attention in order to get you this score. And in a few minutes, I'll show you exactly why Lake Mungo earned this rating. If you disagree with my score at the end of the video, be sure to let me know how much you want to bury your belongings in a desert under mysterious circumstances, but ultimately for no reason, and let me know about it in the comment section. So here's Lake Mungo in a nutshell. A teenage girl named Alice drowns. Her family grieves like normal people until things start going bump in the night. The brother fakes ghost photos because of grief, and mom hires a psychic because, sure. And the plot spins its wheels like it's trying to gaslight you into thinking something is happening. There's a sex tape with the neighbors, some desert time capsule nonsense, and one ghost reveal that feels more like an afterthought than a climax. Every thread this movie pulls just unravels into nothing. Just when you think it's going somewhere, slaps your hand and whispers, "Nope, ghosts are real. The end." It wants to be a slow burn psychological horror, but forgets the burn part and just goes slow. The result is a meandering fake documentary with commitment issues and a runtime that feels like punishment. Now, the use of the word story here is kind of strong. Here, there's less of a narrative and more of a loosely connected PowerPoint presentation of grief, guilt, and ghost baiting. A girl dies, a family is sad, brother starts faking ghost photos. And then there's a neighbor creeping around, a sex tape no one asked for, and the sudden discovery of buried cell phones in the desert, like it's CSI Outback. And just when you think the movie might commit to something, it hits you with, actually, the fake ghost photos? Surprise, there's a real ghost now. Boo. The twist is basically the filmmakers admitting they had no idea what they were doing, but hoped you wouldn't notice if the tone was serious enough. It's clunky, hollow, and about as emotionally impactful as a fake seance in a mall. All this movie accomplished was to waste my time, and it's likely all it's going to do for you. The story gets a hard 0 out of 10 because even ghost stories need a pulse. Pacing on this movie played like a fever dream written in a gas station bathroom. Erratic, incoherent, and somehow sticky. It kicks off like a faux documentary ghost story, which could have been clever if it didn't immediately sabotage itself at every turn. Every plot thread introduced is promptly abandoned, only to be replaced by something even less intriguing. The neighbor? Useless. Brother's fake ghosts? Pointless. Sex tape? Irrelevant. And just when you think there might be a final act, the movie shrugs and goes, whatever, ghosts are real, I guess, and then ends. It feels like the writers wanted to do Paranormal Activity, Blair Witch, Dateline, and Hereditary, but only filmed the worst parts of all those movies. The pacing is a mess. Not slow in the atmospheric sense, but slow in the what are we doing and why are we here sense. I'll give them a pity point for matching the chaos of actual ghost documentaries, but that's it. Pacing gets 2 out of 10. The concept could have been unsettling if it didn't trip all over itself every time it got momentum. The supernatural angle starts off promising, then face plants when the brother admits he faked everything because, I don't know, grief makes you a clout-chasing Photoshop bro now. Then the movie throws a random curveball with the neighbor, and for a second I thought, oh, this is going into serial killer territory. Finally, some real tension. Nope, just a garden variety pervert erasing tapes and vanishing off screen like a poorly written side quest. We don't meet him, don't hear from him, just vibes and disappointment. And right when you think the movie can't sink lower, it lurches back into ghost territory like a drunk ex texting at 2 a.m. Then to add insult to confusion, it tries to jam in a cheap scare, because the audacity of this movie. Spook factor completely collapses under its own incoherence. After a 1-point deduction, we are still left with a 1 out of 10. Oh boy, here's that fun factor. How would I describe Lake Mungo? In a word, boring. This should have been called Nothing Happens, the movie. Every time a plot thread starts to gain traction, the film kills it dead and moves on like it forgot what genre it was in. It drags itself along as a maybe something spooky happened mockumentary, and while I'll give it credit for nailing the tone of those low-budget cable haunting specials, it does nothing interesting with it. The corpse reveal was unsettling and well done, I'll give them that. Same for the brief psychic connection scene, daughter from the past reaching out to mom in the future through meditation. That was actually kind of cool. Too bad it goes absolutely nowhere, like everything else here. And don't even get me started on the after credit scene everyone swears recontextualizes the whole movie. It doesn't. It's just a figure in the dark while lightning flashes. Final fun score, 3 out of 10. Now for the ending. Credit where it's due. The movie had an ending. I didn't say it was a good ending, just that it remembered to stop. The big payoff? Hey guys, something spooky may have happened. Roll credits. We get a vague whimper of a haunting, no answers, and a shrug disguised as ambiguity. The subplot about the neighbors sleeping with a teenager is dropped on us with zero weight or consequences. Just surprise, she had secrets. There's no fallout, no depth, no purpose. We never find out why she buried her stuff in the desert like that. Even the cause of her death floats unresolved in the void. Maybe it was guilt. Maybe it was bad writing. Who knows? Ending gets a 2 out of 10 for at least remembering to stop. Alrighty, horror fans, so that's Bootube Breakdowns' take on Lake Mungo. Averaging our scores places this movie at a 1.6 out of 10, landing it solidly in our Trash O Lantern category. Do you agree with my rating? Scream your score in the comments and tell me what horror flick I should gut next. If this saved your spooky vibes, smash that like, share with your horror crew, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to Bootube Breakdowns for more killer verdicts. Keep it creepy, and I'll haunt you in the next review.